Aloha, Jaden Fox with your Core Brilliance reminder. What would it be like if you were to commit to release all stories and never repeat them again? Never, ever, 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 ever. So I have an invitation for you today. It's easy to watch in other people. They tell these stories about why they can't do this, why they can't do that, why this is holding them down, why this is limiting them, why because of this and because of that and because of all those other things back there, my life is so freaking hopeless. Okay? And you watch those people and you're like, it's obvious, right? But when you do it, do you notice it? Maybe not. So how do you find those things? Well, number one, you commit to choosing to release all stories and never, ever, ever, ever retelling them again. Ever, 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 ever. And what happens in that depth of commitment is you start to look at yourself in a completely different way. And you start to hear yourself telling these limiting stories that you've had running for a long time. And you find yourself cutting yourself off midstream and just redirecting the conversation. Because what you're doing when you retell those stories, the stories are the justification for why your life sucks, why life isn't the way you want it to be. They're a story is a series of fixed points of view that have been woven together to anchor things down more concretely. So when you have one fixed point of view, it's like a chain that binds you to something, and you can just kind of walk around where that chain is, and you have some flexibility. When you have a lot of different elements and a lot of different points, you string them together into this cute little story, all of a sudden you're immobile. You can't move. You lose the flexibility and the capacity because that story is more real or true than the freedom that you no longer remember you have access to. What would happen if you were to choose to find those stories and begin to release all of those stories? Well, the way to do it is to commit to doing that. And then as you're in the middle of a story, you're telling somebody about, oh, my life sucks because, my car broke down and it did this. And then the people at the gas station or the people at the service station, they were just like, and you hear yourself in the story and you go, wait a minute, I'm anchoring in limitation here. And you go, yeah, but how was your day? And you just stop. You choose to do something different. You stop. You don't engage that story anymore because what you're doing is re-anchoring that at a deeper level. The more often you retell that story, whatever story it is, the more you anchor that in as a fixed series of limitations in your reality. When you have no stories, all of a sudden you have the freedom to be whoever you be. Maybe in this reality you don't have a car that breaks down. You have a jet and it works just really fine. Like my helicopter works great, So what the freedom that you gain from releasing those stories is you're no longer binding yourself to these old patterns of limitation over and over and over and over again. So my core brilliance reminder today is to commit to choosing, it's a choice, to eliminate all stories and never tell them again. When you find it, stop telling it and clear all the points of view you can find about it. The more points of view you clear, the more all of a sudden you don't have those problems when you're taking your car in, or you don't even have those problems with your car. You can begin to affect change in your reality without struggling against the fixed points of view that bind things in place, because you're taking the whole package, aka story, the whole package of fixed points of view and just throwing it out. Gone. What you get is space to be back to the infinite being of you and more of the brilliance of who you be as an infinite being. So if you like these messages, head over to my website, jaden-fox.com, and sign up, and you can get these delivered to your inbox on a regular basis and expand into more of the brilliance that you be. Be brilliant. Let's do this.